Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Com and welcome to City Skylines. This is the third episode on our city, Compton. And I've to apologize to you because I announced this episode to come out on Easter Monday, but it obviously is not Easter Monday. That was last week. I really wanted to make this episode, but my PC didn't want to because I updated my PC to Windows 10 on Good Friday. This was a terrible mistake because City Skylines doesn't like Windows 10 on my computer. And so I downgraded again, but it didn't want to start either. So I had to remove all the mods and assets from the game and reinstall the old game and again to run it, and here we are. I obviously had to rebuild half of the city because, for example, this university campus, for example, is from the workshop, and it was deleted when I first loaded this map, and I had to go in recovery mode and rebuild half of the city. But now it works perfectly fine. So, enough about that. What is going to happen in this episode? I announced to make the park around the old city for today, but I already recorded the time lapse, and I figured out that the park was a bit too large for one episode, so I split it up into two episodes, and the next episode is coming out next Monday, I think. I hope so. And in this episode, I'm only going to make the beach area and the I don't have a name for it. The island with a castle. No, it's not a castle. It's a big villa, essentially for a mafia court. So now, enough said. Let's start with the time lapse, I guess. Welcome back in the slow mode, and here is your result in slow motion, basically. Yes, I quite like this. It's and I noticed it's only one side done, the other side still has to be made, but I'll do that off camera. But anyways, I like the result, and with all the boats I found and the playground and public toilets, they have to be there. And here with the benches, you can barbecue and everything is good, and you can have a nice day on this beach. But nobody is currently here, so I think that's not a bad. That's not too bad. Here is you can actually walk. I guess you can walk through this area. So it's a good spot to bath in the sea, and well, the sea is there, and this is the river. So as you may not have noticed, that I placed these parasols first and then the deck chairs. And that's because I didn't knew there were deck chairs in the game, and then I found them and thought they would be practical on a beach, so I placed them afterwards. Yes, this is the one thing, and here is the obviously the parking. If you don't live near this beach, you have to drive with the car or a bus, but there is currently no bus line, so you have to drive with the car. And here is the highway I made first. I um, decided to make to lower the highway into the ground because a highway is a barrier, and I didn't want it to be a barrier, but this is the only way I could have them. But now I have some graphic glitches, but I'll address that. And yes, I searched for walls in the workshop to cover up these cliffs, but I didn't found any good walls. I have found some walls. I can show them. Where are they? I'm a bit confused since the update. These are these sunken walls. Here I could place one of them. Come on. So, and it would look like this, and this would be a good thing if there weren't any hitboxes. So let me explain. In the curves are the problem. As you see, the green box around the curve is not not optimal, because you want to place the curve like this, or a bit another curve. So you want to place the curve like this, you know, but the box prevents the curve from being placed because it would be inside the highway and the road. And I actually tried to figure out how to avoid this, and I tried road anarchy and all these mods, but they didn't want to work. So I'm stuck with this, and I tried to make something good, maybe add bushes and the new rocks here. I can demonstrate. No, that's the falls here. They would look like this if you place some of them. Well, this doesn't look very good but we have trees. And then you can add bushes to them, so like this, and maybe some bigger bushes. So, and some more diversity. So I don't think this. You can see it because the plant is not so big. And some flowers, maybe not the red one because they stick to it out. And these small trees. So, and this doesn't look too bad. Well, it is quite a lot of work if you make this all the way down there, but I'll look what I can do, and I probably will do this off camera because it's quite a lot of work. As you can see, the highway is quite big. So, and then to the last bit of this time lapse, it's this castle. It's the Grasolvich Palace. I don't know, from Bratislava, from Slovakia. And I tried to go for a sort of English garden with ornaments. So it isn't quite an English garden because an English garden does want to look realistic and naturally grown, and this doesn't look naturally grown, as you can see, with all these ornaments and this main path. So I improvised it a little bit, but I don't mind, and I hope you won't mind it either. And obviously, because this is a palace, there's a fence around them, and the forest to avoid views. But there's this road, and it's a bit unfortunate that there are so many cars on this road that want to visit this car park, which is a park and people want to visit it, or the palace. Well, I could put it off, but then it has these things. So I put it back on, and this car park. I know it didn't have any visitors, but who who wants to visit this car park? And here on the other side there is basically a beach with nothing on it. I didn't have enough time to do that because I had limited time when I recorded this episode. So I'll do something here, something. Sorry, my English is not very good, and yes, you may have noticed it. I put something here, and also some boats and piers and all this stuff, but in luxury mode. And as you may have seen, I've put my logo here. I did place some ornaments. It's a bit too much, I know, and I don't know what this should represent, but it is art. And I also placed the new things you can do in version 1.4, for example this tower, which comes with the game, which is quite cool. And also these rocks too, because defense also has this hitbox, and this is a cause of problems. Yes, that's mainly what I've done in the last episode, and off camera I want to also to hide these water pumps a bit, because they look quite ugly. But I'll do that off camera, and now I want to show you what I want to do next episode, which is basically this part, with here some parks, and no, this park on the other side of the highway will not be done next episode, because here comes the next district, and I want to do that in the future episode, which is not next episode. And I also want to make this station look better and make a good rail yard here. And maybe, I don't know, maybe if I have time I will tackle this park here with the lake. I don't know what I want to do here quite yet, but it's going to be good. I hope so. And yes, this was it for this episode. If you have liked this and want to see more of them, of episodes like this, please be sure to like this video and subscribe. That would help me a lot, and see you next time.